I'm letting it go until it stops skipping. Alright.
No, that sounds crazy too.
Yeah, it's because the TikTok is taking forever to install itself, and it's
This is Sippin' with Sammy.
making the
I am
computer
Mr.
crazy in the
Only
meantime.
The one and only Sippin' with Sammy, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together. This is Sippin' with.
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Thanks, Sammy. Thanks, Sammy. Thanks, Sammy.
Yup! We good?
Yeah.
What's up with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? Happy Friday, happy hour, all that flyness. I'm in a good mood. I'm groovy. Decided to tap in with y'all, kind of spur of the moment like, but it's a lot going on and it's a lot to get into before these games start later. You know me, Sippin' with Sammy. I am your host today, and I brought with me Kay and his Mickey Ficky.
Hey!
What's happening, Kay?
You know, trying to get the situation situated.
I feel you on that. But yeah, we in here, man. We in here. If you're wondering, I went to my first soccer game, so I got my this what they was handing out, the little free gift. So everybody had the I don't know if it's a headband or what, but I put it on my head.
It's a cooling towel, so yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so had a great time. Shout out to the Philadelphia Union. I don't know why I just drew a blank that quick. But shout out to the Union. It was a great game. It was exciting. Soccer fans and players are all whiners. But it's okay. It's all right.
Dang.
Yeah, you know. I played basketball. You had to get up after you got knocked down. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it was exciting. It was fun. It was a groove. And it was a cool day because it had just rained. Shout out to that. Waiting for Kay to get situated till we get too into the topics. Rest in peace, Tracy. Went to her funeral last week. That was a rough one. Salute to everybody that contributed to that service, that production. It was at the Met, so it was definitely a whole production. There was a lot of love in the building. I was in such a headspace. I seen so many people that I ain't even. I walked out of there and still ain't talked to them. I left like that. So it is what it is, but we got that over with. So rest in peace, Tracy. Go and get that real estate off in heaven. That's what we doing. Congratulations to Shad and St. Just We Trust. You know what I'm saying? My boy just got married.
Heavy.
Squad was out there in San Fran looking clean, smooth. All the pictures look awesome that I seen of everybody. Everybody, ladies, the homegirls, everybody look good. Look like a glorious, expensive occasion. Shout out to Shad, man. Congratulations to you and your lovely new wife.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's major. Love the squad life. You with us now? What you doing?
I'm with you.
All right.
I'm
cool.
here.
All right, we good. We gotta do sound checks and stuff.
No.
Alright.
Sound was always fine.
Alright, arrogance. Arrogance. So how you feel today?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know.
Any updates? Any thing that the people missed that you want to share with the people?
Not really.
Nothing for the people.
No. What would there be for the people? I haven't lived my life.
Have we been on here since we went to the Liberty game?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
We talked about the Liberty game last time we were on here.
I just feel like it's been so long since we was live. I don't know.
No, it was your birthday. It wasn't that long ago. It's only been 3 weeks.
I thought we went to the Liberty game after my birthday.
Oh yeah, I guess we did.
You bugging. See? So, we went to New York to the Brooklyn Barclays and got with Kay's family, her brother and sister-in-law, and Lil LL, and took Lil LL to her first WNBA game. And shout out to Ellie. It was Ellie's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
For y'all that don't know, Ellie is the mascot. But I'll let you take it over from there.
No, it was fun. It was great. Had a good time. Went to a brewery beforehand. Got some good food, some good brews.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the game. And once we got to the game, it was just lit for the rest of the time. Like, the game went by so quickly that, I mean, first off, the Liberty ended up beating the Sun by almost 50.
Mm-hmm.
And even with that, even with such a blowout game, not a single person left the stands. Like, everybody was staying till the end of the game just because it was that much fun to be in the arena.
It was a party.
It definitely was. So, shout out to the Liberty. They definitely do it right over there at the Barclay. I had a blast. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Absolutely. So, that being said, I done hit up a few sporting events lately. I done been outside, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Doing what the people do. And it's been a great time. Do we want to start with the W? Or do we want to start with the game last night, OKC and Indiana?
We can start with the finals.
Start with the finals? Alright,
Yeah.
cool. As you guys know, last night, Game 6, a must-win for the Indiana Pacers versus the OKC Thunder. The whole storyline leading up to the game was that Halliburton had a strained calf and he shouldn't play because when you have strained calves and manipulated calves, it usually leads to tearing the Achilles or pulling the Achilles, which is still not good. And people were concerned about that. Halliburton, I respect his stance. He said, if I can walk, I'm going to play. It's the finals. It is what it is. My thing was just, be honest about your progression if you go out there, right? Like, if it's tweaking too much, don't fight through it. Sit down and let somebody treat you and see if you need to be back out there or not. But contrary to what everybody believed, Halliburton went off last night.
A little bit, yeah.
He went a little crazy. He made a lot of good plays. He had a couple passes that was phenomenal. He had he came out and hit 2 big jump shots. I think they was both threes to start the game. So, like, he showed off, and OKC didn't show up at all. McConnell went nuts. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of things that went Indiana's way. And I feel like at a certain point, OKC kind of chalked it. But it was a great game. I mean, this has been one of the best championship series I've ever seen. Just based on the unpredictability of it. You never know who's going to win.
No.
Even if somebody up 20, you don't know who's going to win. So, last night, shout out to the Pacers. They took Game 6, which I'm happy with. I got OKC winning the series, but I want to see 7 games. Like, I'm always down for more basketball. Y'all know that's me. I'm not, unless it's my team, I don't try to see no sweeps. So, I had a great time watching the game last night. What do you think about Game 6, and what do you expect in Game 7 back in OKC?
To be honest, I think going into Game 6, I said, just because Halliburton's gone doesn't necessarily mean that the Pacers can't make a win come together, because their wins are by committee anyway.
Yeah,
They have 5 or 6 players who are consistently in double digits in any given game. So with that in mind, I think that while Halliburton did better than we anticipated, I think you could still tell that he wasn't 100%.
Absolutely.
And I also think that the defense, regardless, was starting to catch on to Halliburton and realize that he was only going to his right. So I think that regardless, Halliburton was going to have to switch it up. And he did a decent job at adjusting to playing a facilitator role, which actually gave him a bunch more open looks than I think he had gotten in the previous game. So overall, I thought that the Pacers just outsmarted and outcoached OKC this time around. But I agree with you. I do think that this is still OKC's series to lose, and their stars just need to show up Sunday, at home, and they're back on their turf, so anything could happen.
Also, I don't want to overlook the fact that Indiana's defense looked like OKC's defense last night.
Right.
They were swarming shit.
All over.
Like swarming, and it was going down. And McConnell is a busybody.
Yeah. The whole pace of the game changed when he went in.
Yeah, and he would just disrupt and rebound and steal. And he got that one steal when he thought he was about to go out of bounds, stood there, realized he was in bounds, turned around. Like, man, he always makes the right play. Because that's the one that he passed to somebody else for a 3 and they knocked it down. But, like, he's always making a smart play. When he up fakes and he says, oh, I'm open, he'll still penetrate and dish it out to the wing, and that's an assist. Like, he is out of control, good in a small package. And shout out to his dad, because he was hilarious during the post-game interview.
Definitely funny.
Post-game, Pop was in there tripping. He was in heaven. It's funny because he's from that generation of when Isaiah was playing and Isaiah was the man. And he was just so excited to meet Isaiah. He's like, yo, I love this dude. I grew up loving you. Like, it was just so awesome to see somebody give Isaiah that love, because there's a lot of them out there that grew up when Isaiah was the baddest motherfucker on the point guard. So that was dope. Shout out to his dad for being genuine and being a good sport, because they was making fun of him when it all started. Yeah, but I'm excited for Sunday. I still got OKC, like I said, and I'm expecting Shea to be explosive. I'm expecting the MVP to be the MVP.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. So where we at now? You want to go to the W?
We talked W.
All right. Fill us in. What's been happening in the W?
Well, the W's been lit. Let's start there. Viewership has been crazy. The amount of games broadcast for the W is higher than ever before. So on any given day that the W is in full swing, you can usually catch a game on somewhere, which is great, very exciting. And viewership, like I said, the Liberty Indiana Fever game ended up getting more views than the Game 3 of the finals. So that just goes to say that the women are really killing the game right now. And we are in the midst of the Commissioner's Cup. The pool play just ended. The finals has been announced. It will be the Indiana Fever versus the Minnesota Lynx. However, the Lynx, unfortunately, might be without Nafisa Collier. They have not announced her injury status for that game yet. So
MVP.
And the last game she played, she ended up exiting the game early with a back injury, and we haven't heard any updates since. So I'm tuned in regardless, because the rest of the Lynx have just looked tough this year. They're definitely a team to beat, but I do want to see Nafisa play, so I hope that she gets well soon. Either way, I hope that they make an announcement and let us know how she's doing, because I'm very curious.
Yeah, she was having a monumental season. This was probably a record season for her. It's in a lot of ways, and the back is just so tricky, right?
Right.
So it's like that could be something that she might just have to adjust her approach to warming up before the game and getting stretched out before the game, or it could be something that feels good now, half hour later, acting up. It could be spurts. Like, you never know. So it's like, definitely want to update just to get a feel of what she's dealing with, because she's a pro and we know she's a star and all of that, but that's a tricky thing, and it could mean a lot of things. It could affect you in a lot of different ways. But she might get a good rub down or something, get that siyasu, and we don't talk about it no more in the rest of the season. We don't know.
Yep.
We don't know. But I'm excited to see her get back on the court, because that's MVP.
That part. And outside of the Commissioner's Cup, there's still a lot going on in women's basketball. So one of the things that we're seeing right now that we're getting further into the season, and these women have played quite a few games in a short time span, is that we're seeing a lot of injury issues. So a lot of women have gone down with either season-ending injuries or injuries that'll have them out for quite some time. And some of our favorite rookies have started to get a emergency hardship contract as a result. So that's been interesting to watch. There's been quite a few new rookie signings over the course of the last month. And the majority of them have been working out for the better. Quite a few rookies have started to go off. And it's fun to watch basketball. So that's another big headline that I wanted to highlight while we're talking about the women.
I know Citron been going nuts. Who was going crazy last night? That's the rookie. What's that girl name?
It starts with an M. She has a hyphenated last name.
Yeah, the one that's from Africa.
Yeah, she's from Cameroon.
Yo, she's fire. There's some good talent with the rookies.
Absolutely.
And I mean, names that we wasn't even looking for. We wasn't checking for.
Yep.
But Citron go crazy every night. She's
That's
a
true.
pest.
So overall, if we're looking at the standings, you have the Lynx and New York Liberty, which they're both in first for their respective divisions. No surprise there. They started the leagues undefeated up until just a couple of weeks ago. So they're definitely dominating. But what's interesting is in the West, the Seattle Storm, the Mercury, and the Valkyries are all up there for contending teams. And I don't think anybody had the Valkyries on their list going into this season.
They starting to figure it out.
But it just goes to show you that sometimes gelling as a team is more important than having star power. And that's something that they do well, is they play together well. Nobody is trying to be the star. So whoever is having a good night that night gets the ball, and playing by committee is ultimately the way that we're seeing teams win right about now.
And Golden State crowd loves them.
Yes,
They're
they
so
do.
excited. I mean, that's such a good basketball city is what we're seeing anyway, because, you know, the Warriors have a great time. But I didn't know they was going, like, this is a brand new team.
Yep.
And that the other night when they beat the Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it was going, no, it was the Fever.
Yeah, I was going to
It
say
was
they
the
didn't beat
Fever.
the
It was
Liberty.
the Fever.
They lost.
They was
Beat
beating up on the Fever,
Yep.
and they had Caitlyn looking crazy. Yo, that audience was going so wild in there. And I don't know who the white guy with the curly fro that was courtside, but he wouldn't sit down.
Right.
Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. So shout out to them for just as a city for embracing that team like that. That makes me excited about the team's future, because the city's already invested.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then looking at the other side of the standings, of course, you have the Connecticut Suns still off to a rough start to their season. However, they do show glimpses of being a competitive team. They're just very, very physical, and that can come to their detriment at times. So they're a team to watch out for. Another team that's having a rough go of it right now are the Dallas Wings, who have all the talent in the world, but unfortunately have a lot of coaching issues going on currently. It's been very clear that not a single one of the Dallas Wings fans are a fan of the current coach, nor are the players. Dejanay Carrington has definitely made that clear on the court on multiple occasions when she disagrees with her coach's laissez-faire attitude towards coaching. So they're definitely one to watch. I would not be surprised if they made a mid-year coaching change. The question is, who would take that job? Their current coach has only been in the role for this first half of the season, Prior to that, they had another coach who they, again, fired. And it's kind of been a revolving door. So we'll see what happens there. But right now, it's not looking good for the Dallas Wings.
Why were you speaking French? What happened at the fair?
Laissez-faire?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are we good?
Yeah, is that a curse?
No.
What is laissez-faire?
Laid back?
You could have just said the laid back.
Okay.
You trying to confuse me. I know what you're doing. You be trying to win.
Laissez-faire is like a well-known term.
Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm poking with you. Cause you know how you speak to somebody from somewhere, they speak in English, and then they just say part of the sentence or paragraph in their language?
Mm-hmm.
That's like what you just did. It was just like all of a sudden we just went French. Like, all right, cool. All right, I'm with you. No, I'm having a great time with the W. We've been discussing the wear and tear on the female athletes since the summer league, right? And we were saying because they went straight from the season into that, and then coming right back. Oh no, to the Olympics, and then into that, and then coming right back around. This year won't be the same because there's no Olympics this year, right?
I mean, their season goes until...
Oh, they took a break for the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's what it was. The Olympics was like the All-Star break.
Well, their All-Star break was extended for the Olympics, but yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Their All-Star break is coming up July 17th.
Now, the thing that I do say about the W, if these girls are like burnt out or wore down, a lot of these teams is deep enough to rotate. To just, you know what I mean? Like, rest them. Not for whole games, but like, anybody ain't got to play 32 minutes a night.
They're deep enough in names and in like talent, but they're not deep enough in terms of actual number of players. Like, their roster is limited to 12.
12, yeah.
So ultimately, if you get 2 season-ending injuries, you feel that in terms of your rotation.
God forbid they're in the same position.
Right.
Yeah.
And think about it. Like, the Fever had 2 point guards go down in one game. What do you do then? You only have 3 point guards on the roster. One of them's already out. 2 go down in the same game. You're out of point guards.
Yeah, they started running point by committee. They had 3 different people bring the ball up that game.
Yep.
I saw that game.
Yep. So.
Speaking of games and Fever, the Caitlin Clark chaos?
You want to talk about it?
I mean, what do you think about it and the coverage of it?
I mean, I think the coverage of it is necessary because physicality like that in sport gets coverage, period.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it's women or men. If there is a little scuffle on the court, people want to see it. People love to see that physicality. They love to see that raw competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem with it being covered. My only issue is it being covered in this larger context of, oh, see, everybody has something against Caitlin Clark. I don't think that that's what this was. I think Caitlin Clark can be a bit of an asshole of a player. Mm-hmm. She talks shit. She just gets in your face, and she's an annoying basketball player.
And she putting the ball in the bucket at the same time, which is frustrating as hell.
Right. So, after an entire game of guarding somebody with the personality of Caitlin Clark, I would probably want to try and punch him in the face, too.
At least a nice little shove.
Yeah. So, I think you just got to give these players a little bit more credit. Like, this is just part of the game. It's nothing against... It's not some, like, big conspiracy against Caitlin Clark for everything that she stands for. It's just that her personality, when you play against her, is frustrating and annoying. That's it. That's all it is.
And she be talking shit. Like, they slowed down that clip when she shoved the girl, and the girl said, yo, you can't do that. And she said, I do what the fuck I want, and pushed her.
Right.
Like, she out there playing the game, too. And then she hit the 3 in Shorty face. It was like, you like that? You fucking like that? Like, she was running down the court backwards, screaming the other way.
Right. She does all the shit. She's with all the shits.
Yeah, like, she ain't Steph.
At all.
Even Steph talk a little bit. Steph give it up. But, yeah, I think, and you know what? I think it was basketball because if you've ever been on a team before, you seen it was like a minute left. Shorty said, man, I ain't letting this game go before I get my get back for my folk. You know what I'm saying?
46 seconds? Okay, I got this.
Yeah. grab her, horse collar her, slam her real quick, start a little melee. It don't matter, game over.
Yep.
But that's how you do. That's how a lot of tournaments ended in fights and stuff when I was coming up.
Shout out Sumer. He said hello.
Yo, what's happening? How you today, man? But yeah, like I think I love it. And as far as however it's being covered, just keep talking about the W. Because in every conversation, especially because there are a lot more women broadcasters nowadays and voices in these spaces, somebody will defend it, and we're gonna get back to basketball tomorrow.
I love some of the women in
tonight
in women's sports broadcasting too.
You want to shout something out or something?
No, I'm just saying they're killing it. No,
that's a lot of goodies.
Yeah. I like that Dawn Staley is getting her opportunity now.
Yeah, I was watching her first broadcast was interesting because Dawn is so like she has this adorable innocent quality about her while she's also scary as hell because you know she's a killer, right? And it's like watching her learn in real time was like dope. Like I had a great time because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, she's gonna be so good at this when she stops thinking. When she's just going with the flow and not worried about it's a lot of trying to keep up with timing. How many seconds do we have to talk? How many minutes do we have to kill? Oh, we got an extra 2 minutes to fill. Like that's a lot of what goes on that if you're a natural talker, it bothers you in the beginning. And I think like she'll iron stuff like that out and just start flowing more naturally, and Dawn will be awesome because her brain, she knows basketball more than she knows how to breathe.
Once they got her in coach mode, she was great.
Yeah.
It was just before that she was too in her head.
She was, and that's what I was seeing, but
she was like, trying to figure out the rhythm of conversation. It's like, Dawn, just flow with it.
But it still felt like cute. Yeah. Like, look at Dawn. But like I said, at the same time, Dawn is one of the most intimidating little light-skinned people you go and meet in certain circumstances. But she is a sweetheart. But to watch her go through the motions, I'm excited for her. I think that she's a great addition for what they trying to do over there. I think that's fire. I think that's really, really smart. And I think that Dawn is making a lot of money right now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true.
She's highest paid coach on network. You know what I mean? Dawn, with all your little bracelets from the hospitals and the kids and all of that, with your Louis on. That's what you do. Philly-ish. Love seeing Dawn get what she deserves. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anything else with the W?
Shout out to Asia with the A1s.
Yeah, man.
All the different colorways that are dropping.
I just seen 5 new colorways coming up.
Yup.
Speaking of females in sports,
they just announced the team colors too.
Yeah, I saw that too. Stephen A had his daughter on a broadcast yesterday and on a podcast today. You caught a little bit of that, right?
I did.
What you think about Stephen A's daughter, man?
I think Stephen A's daughter is great. She's fantastic.
That little girl is energy, ain't she?
I like her more than him.
Well, I think, sadly, a lot of the audience will probably say that. Because either you a Steve fan or you not.
Yeah. I mean, and Steve definitely annoys me. His daughter does not. His daughter was nice. But I also feel like the reason he had his daughter on was because he's been getting a lot of like negativity recently with some of the things that he said and how he's been very animated and over the top in his coverage throughout the entire finals. Like, I'm just going to say it. I don't think people are enjoying him right now on TV, and that's general consensus.
Yeah, and what we noticed him doing, especially since Shannon went through what he went through, is he's putting a lot of people around his voice.
Yep.
Like, you got both of the Morris twins on the show. And it started with just one of them, and the other one was there to support. And now they're both there. And now you can't escape Monica McNutt. She got to be on everything with him damn near.
And then it just becomes like he's putting all of these other voices around him, and they're not necessarily voices that were like, oh my God, I love that person. But then he feels like he needs to compete for his time. So when he gets his shine, or when he gets the spotlight on him, he just feels the need to fit so much into it. To
create a moment.
And create a moment with it. And then everything just becomes him yelling at the TV. And I think that's where he starts to lose a lot of the viewership, because they're like, it's not this deep every time. Like, this is just game 2, Stephen A.
Now, what I will not necessarily disagree, but I guess I'll just add what I thought it was with him having his daughter on. the BET Awards, Bow Wow was on the red carpet, right? And his daughter popped up, and everybody had something to say about her outfit because it was a little too revealing for her age. But I heard from her mom spoke and said that they didn't know that the outfit was cut that way until she was putting it on, which is an oversight that she wouldn't have had, but she was in LA with her dad. But what he was saying was, she just got dropped off for the summer.
Okay.
I think Steve's daughter might have just got dropped off for the summer too. She might be with dad for the summer, so it was like, alright. Because you see her energy, and you see how his nephew did it.
Yeah.
I feel like it might just be coincidental. It might not have been so much to save face. It might have been better for him than what he planned it to be. Because these kids is just elbowing their way on the screens and microphones, and the networks is encouraging it now. You notice that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it also just goes all over well with the ratings.
Even, what's my man name at ESPN that be cursing during daytime? That everybody mad at. He got that big contract. Pat McAfee. McAfee was doing the intro to he was discussing the Indiana OKC series. He had a panel of people up there, stars and stuff like that, former NBA players. Jeff Teague was up there. But at one point, he was just holding his daughter, this little baby. And then he introduces her like, yeah, well, you know, from one all-time superstar to the next up-and-coming, like, you know what I mean? And had little McAfee in his arms.
That's cute.
And he was like, yeah, my wife just surprised me with her. And I'm like, it was just so random. Like, everybody babies popped up this month.
That's cute.
But it's hilarious how it's going because the networks are just going with it. I think ever since Steph Curry had his daughter up there when she was young, and she used to be tripping. Remember she told him to shut up? He was covering his mouth. Yeah. What's her name? Riley?
I forget.
I think it's Riley. But yeah, I think ever since then it's been like, oh, this is gold. Oh, they love this.
I think you're right.
This is gold. But no, very interesting. Very interesting. Shout out to that young lady. She told everybody to spam bring her back. So if y'all can go over to Stephen A page, whether y'all like her or not, like him or not, tell him to bring her back. You know what I mean? A little less of him talking. A little bit of that new energy. She reminds me of the energy of the girl from the Bear.
Okay, yeah.
She reminds me of her vibe.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
And shout out to her. She just co-wrote and directed one of the episodes of The Bear, I think, recently. She was on a talk show talking about that. She learning the business, man. She gonna be around. This morning I let you hear a song from Offset featuring J.I.D.
Shit was a bop.
called Bodies.
Yep.
You said it's a bop?
It's a bop.
You feeling it?
I like it.
Alright. Now the thing about it, I wasn't trying to be messy, so I didn't really like the other one. Him and Cardi both dropped music on the same day.
Oh.
His is a bop, hers is talking about current events.
Oh.
So to speak. And I don't think it's a bop.
Shout out to Coconut in the chat. He said, homie, what you doing?
Coconut, what's poppin'? I'm over here streaming. What you doing? Sipping a little yak, though. Got a little yak going. Got K holding it down, which is always fun. But yeah, I'm just working, baby. I'm just working. Yo, did you see that that jewelry heist?
No.
They just cracked the jewelry heist from like 3 years ago, and it's connected to Philly, and it's supposed to be the largest jewelry heist ever. They got like one of them trucks for like 150 million worth of jewelry.
Sounds like it's about to be a movie.
They took 3 years. They booked 7 people, and
yeah, that's definitely gonna be a true crime, something or other.
I always think inside job when a trucker, like, I was asleep taking a nap and my partner was eating.
Yeah, of course. That's the first thing you think.
But I don't know. They might have legit caught these guys. They said they followed them for a long time.
That's crazy.
Let me see. If I play the clip, will it flag us?
Probably.
Alright, then I'm going to leave it alone. But I thought that was interesting because I never heard about the heist. Nobody has. Everybody in media is like, why haven't we heard about this? And they just kept it low. Like, wait till we figure this one out. We can't let it be known we just lost Mean Nifty. That's crazy. That is amazing. But my thing be, because remember we had the guys in Philly that stole what, $250,000 worth of dimes,
Yeah.
and then they was running around the banks trying to use the change machine on camera. Like, I just want to know how much of that 150 you enjoyed in 3 years, because
Well, now it seems the hot thing in Philly is to steal fucking beef trucks
yeah,
and steal all the steaks off the beef truck. Like,
all the hood gonna have cookouts this summer, man. Whole
that's
hood.
the play.
Yeah, the whole hood get cooking out.
That's crazy to me. Like, I just don't think that steak is that much of a commodity that you could unload that volume of steak that quickly and make a real profit on it.
They playing with people's stamps, man.
Crazy.
And I mean, see, the thing is, what you're missing is you thinking about risk versus reward. They thinking about all profit. This could be $100 Wagyu. I only need 20 for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all profit. All profit, all profit, all profit. But yeah, that's been the wave. That's definitely been a wave. It's crazy because nowadays, if you're thinking about buying a car, you like, I ain't getting no Hyundai. I'm not getting no Kia. I'm not getting no Infiniti, because that's all they want to take.
Yep.
It's like everything is trendy. Like, all the thievery is trendy. That's strange. Strange.
Social media, man.
Yo, do any of y'all have DoorDash nightmares? I've been seeing people talking about they worst DoorDash Uber Eats experiences.
What?
Yeah,
Nightmare.
man. Like, Jeff T was on the 5:20 a.m. podcast, and he was speaking to how when he like the day before, he ordered his food 3 times. It got stolen 3 times.
Jeez.
And like on a point, like, you know, they hit him, send a picture, he go right to the door. Like, it ain't like he left it out there. He said the 3rd time he just sat at the door the whole time, waited, and damn near cussed out the guy, because like, y'all just be dropping and running, like y'all don't look around or nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so other people, what was the other stories? It was a lot of people had different weird stories, but it's like weird stuff be happening, and then you get penalized because you complaining too much. So the app does something to secure you instead of making sure that your food get where it's. I guess the taking the picture is supposed to be they side of the security thing. But it's weird. But you don't got no weird delivery stories?
No, I don't have anything crazier than, like, them delivering it to the wrong house or something. Anything beyond that is, like, ridiculous.
I remember that time I was at work and you tried to send me food to the gig and they left that shit in the parking lot or something.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was pretty nuts.
And the parking lot is like a quarter mile away from the front door. Like, it's not even near where I'm at.
Yep.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yep.
I'm trying to find something real quick. My bad. I don't want to have a dead air. You can talk for a second, Kay.
I
You don't have anything going on?
don't have anything to tell the people about.
Alright. See, my list got messed up because we had company the other night. And I was playing a bunch of music all night. So, it's all good. It's all good.
How does that mess up your list?
Because I go by my YouTube, the last things that I've seen.
Oh.
But when I'm scrolling through, it's Raps and Lowriders, T.I., Young Jeezy. Like, it's not none of my content that I've been watching because it's spread out far. Oh yeah, the Lakers. Can we talk about the Lakers?
Yeah, we can tell the people about the Lakers.
Can you break it down? What happened?
I mean, the Buss family decided to sell a majority stake of ownership in the Lakers for $10 billion.
And Jeannie Buss retains some sort of control over the...
Jeannie still has some sort of position in terms of, like, brand identity or something along those lines. And the new majority owner is the owner of the LA Dodgers.
Well, first of all, I don't know why this still sounds like this. But when I heard this, because you told me about it.
Yep.
It was very, very shocking. Very shocking. I've never been a Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. I've never been a Lakers fan under anybody else other than the Buss family. Like, I guess damn near everybody. So I don't know what new ownership looks like. And until I found out who she was selling it to, or they were selling it to, I was uncomfortable. I'm a little more comfortable knowing that it's the owner of the Dodgers because I see what him and Magic and them doing with that franchise over there. But that's also what I think is interesting about this too. Magic and Jeannie have been close on making a lot of decisions, and then over the years, certain people have come in between, and Palenka and all type of people, and mucked the waters. Magic felt like he was cut out of things. Magic publicly walked away from the Lakers, but still maintained that he has a great relationship with Jeannie, that she still consults with him, and that he still is kind of in the same position. It's just like it wasn't mandatory anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is very interesting that his business partner bought the Lakers and kept Jeannie. I feel like she just went around all of the nonsense that wasn't flowing right with the organization, as far as like a Palenka or her brothers wanting to cash out or wanting more control or wanting certain things from the organization. I think she found a loophole and made $10 billion doing it. And I think we're going to start seeing Magic around again in a real capacity, in a real way. And he was one of the first people to speak up when it happened, of course, because he's congratulating one of his friends for doing business with one of his partners.
Uh-huh.
But I think that I'm excited about having Magic back close to the organization, and with $10 billion. If you're willing to spend $10 billion to buy it, what are you willing to invest in it? They're worth about $70 billion, $60 billion, or something like that.
Right.
The company that bought it, and they spent all that money on Ohtani. And the only thing is, basketball has caps and stuff, but you could do a lot around the organization and still build interest in the organization, or just bring the light back to it in a way where it's showtime in a way we never seen before.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. I'm hyped. I think that they had to say Jeannie was still going to be hands-on, or it would have raised a lot of concern from a lot of people. Because just because you are successful in baseball doesn't mean anything about basketball. But Jeannie being hands-on still makes me comfortable enough to be excited about this move. So as a Lakers fan, I'm with it. We riding. What do you think? What ways do you think he puts his impact on the team to start out without trying to, like, do you go full takeover, or do you go like new look? How do you handle that when you spend all that money on trying to make something yours?
I think you paid $10 billion for the product because of the legacy that it's built and the culture that's been built around it.
I like that.
So I don't necessarily think that you change things up. I think that you bought in and you let them retain a stake because you believed in what they built and the way that they built it. So I don't think you change anything.
Interesting.
Not to mention, you just made some big moves over the last season that put you in a pretty nice position moving into this next season. If anything, you might do, another big trade in the off season to move some pieces around, but realistically, your core is locked in.
Yeah. You got to convince Luka to resign. Sign extension.
Think that's doable.
Yeah. That's really the whole thing, because LA is always going to be a draw, and I think a lot of people's ears went up when they said, "Oh, they got new ownership and Jeannie's still there." Oh,
I think if you can find a good trade, a lucrative trade for a big man that makes sense, that's the only thing you miss.
All right. So what's up with your man Noah Lyles, yo?
What about him?
You see, he turning down smoke now. You know what I'm talking about?
The race between him and
Tyreek Hill.
The
cheetah.
Yeah.
You see Tyreek run that 100 and was like,
I mean, I don't necessarily think that it's that. I think that Noah is of the mindset that's like, well, if I'm not getting paid and the terms aren't right, then why am I going to risk pulling a muscle or, doing something that could jeopardize my career? I get it, but at the same time, don't talk shit then.
I mean, if you run track, you got to sprint every day, don't you?
Nah, not like that.
That's crazy.
You don't run like a full 100 every single practice necessarily.
Well, I think they were supposed to run in a 40, which Tyreek Hill's 40 might not equal up to what his 100 is because that's two different bursts, right?
Yeah, Noah Lyles might not have a good 40 considering he used to be a 200 runner.
Yeah, so I don't know. Or if they was to do the 100. But I think, what was Tyreek time? 10.3 or something? In 100? He flew down there. I don't know. I just don't like Noah backing out right after we just seen Speed kicking everybody's ass out here. Speed running around going crazy on people. And you backing out.
Well, I think also in Noah Lyles' defense, like, I Show Speed has a huge following in comparison to Noah Lyles. Whereas Tyreek Hill, not so much.
That's amazing. I don't know. I think it looks bad after all that he just was saying about how he's supposed to have a shoe and comparing it to NBA players, and then we get this in response to Tyreek Hill. And it's like, well, this kind of stuff is what might get you a little bit more traction on a branding side. I would think. Shit, you can get somebody to sponsor the event. You can make it a community thing and y'all be the highlight. No?
Yeah.
Not at all? Kay said not today. I don't know. I'm just not with the Noah Lyles thing. Something that I saw that was interesting because it's the first time that I've actually seen anything like this was the Ball Brothers shoot around. Did you see this? Lonzo versus
briefly.
LaMelo.
I saw a little bit of it, but go ahead.
Lonzo Ball in some ugly boots versus LaMelo in some big jeans and no shirt, shooting for what looks like over an hour from damn near half court and only missing like one shot apiece every 20 minutes. It was the craziest thing. We all know that LaMelo shoot from crazy far, but we know in the game he not going to shoot 89% like that. But it shows you that these NBA players really, really do this at a high level. And it shows you that Lonzo was a little healthy. Because, he came back from getting down there a whole new knee situation. And he came back towards the end of the season and played pretty decent. But he out there in boots, shooting from far comfortably, running around, dunking. He said if he won, he was going to dunk it. He dunked it in the boots, came down without looking like he was trying to favor one leg or another. But the funniest thing about it is LeVar. My man LeVar Ball is a marketing genius. He hop on his live and say, Clippers, hey Clippers, you see my boys, all three of them, this is what they do. They do this all day. Look, they don't miss. Look at that. Look, they can go to Clippers right now as a package. And keep showing his boys. And I know he's proud. But if he finally gets all three of his boys on the same team, which I just don't know if anybody will ever pick up Jello, but I think Jello tough, or he was at one point. But if he could ever get all three of them boys on the same team, he's going to have to go down in the history as, what do we call them people that could just see, tell the future? A soothsayer? Or something. He like a genie or something. Because it don't even, it's so many obstacles that's been in the way. There's been the incidents with Jello and people not being interested in him and him trying to go overseas and trying to go to the G League and playing wherever he could play. And then you get Zoe that goes down with an injury that we thought it's over. That's probably career ending. And LaMelo is always hurt. But if they all wind up on the same team at the, 5th, 6th year Zoe career, that'd be amazing. But I just was impressed with the talent and the fact that, like I said, man, y'all talk trash about these NBA players and the worst one will fry you. These boys wasn't missing. And they gym look awesome. I know they was at they Papa State because everybody logo was on the court, right? And it was all on the sides of the court. Like, whoever gym that would have been if it wasn't the family joint, that big baller brand would have been on the side, and their logo would have been at half court. I know that for a fact. All three of them boys is arrogant. But, yeah, it just looked fire. I just like seeing them together having fun. LaMelo don't do nothing but curse and grab his situation. But that's all right. He rich. He do what he want.
I guess.
But I just thought that was fun. Tonight there are WNBA games on. There is no NBA on tonight. Who plays tonight? Cause I'm against you in the fantasy league.
Yeah.
Trying to stir fry K. You know
There are games tonight. Hold on.
Let me see if I can find them.
Washington versus Atlanta.
Okay.
There's Vegas versus Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dallas versus Connecticut.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Any of them on TV?
I'm not sure. Friday night is my soccer night.
Oh, so you're not watching the games?
Mm-mm.
Look at you.
Watching soccer.
I hope it's on your computer.
It's on the TV upstairs.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I think that's about it for me.
Yeah, that's all I have.
I think we done good.
I think so too.
I think either I or we will see y'all soon. I'm gonna start going live at least on Twitch on my own from time to time. Try to build that up some, get more familiar with what's going on that side since I got a little more time. But it's a process. It's a process. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, we can do it.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. See y'all soon. Hopefully we get y'all a little more heads up next time.
This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Flash, and only the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.